COVID has been a really tough time for many musicians or budding musicians out there. Orchestras have closed, bands have closed, we can't play with our friends or colleagues or anyone for that matter, and it has been quite a kind of a lonely season of music making. So it was very exciting when Tomplay approached me and asked me if I would do a video about their app. And I have to say that this may be one of my new favorite apps to use and to teach with. A little disclaimer, this is a sponsored video. Thank you to Tomplay for this collaboration. So yeah, I guess technically speaking, I'm supposed to say only nice things about them. But that being said, I have kind of had my eye on this app for quite a while. I genuinely do think it is one of the better, if not the best app out there like this. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm saying it. Also, this isn't really a review, so I'm just going to show you guys the app and you guys can decide for yourselves. So what is it? What is Tomplay? Tomplay is basically kind of like a sheet music play along app. So you download the sheet music and you get a play along track that goes with it that you can play too. But this app is so much more than that, and I think where it really is strong is in how it's all set up and how it functions and how you can really use this to play and practice. Tomplay has hundreds and hundreds of different scores, ranging from really advanced pieces of music to really simple beginner stuff. There's also a beautiful mix of different genres. So there is really everything from pop music to jazz, musical numbers, and of course a really large selection of the kind of standard classical flute repertoire. It's cool because you can download it onto your phone, you can download it onto your laptop, you can use it in browser, you can put it on your iPad. So you can use this across multiple devices and platforms, which I think is really one of its strengths. Okay, now let's take a dive into the app because I really think this app kind of speaks for itself in terms of its quality. Okay, so here you will see you kind of have this like home space with all the scores that you've downloaded or saved that you're busy working with. And then you have the shop. And here you're going to see again just that amazing range of different stuff that you can get. So really from pop stuff, there's some Studio Ghibli stuff, which I love. Okay, I'm going to open up a score so that we can look into this app and check it out. So this is a beginner score. This is a lovely little beginner piece. You'll see, you know, nothing too crazy, nothing too difficult. It's a beautiful piece of music and the accompaniment is really pretty. And this is something that I really think they do incredibly well. The accompaniments that come along with these scores are sometimes really beautiful and really high quality. And I think for me, that is often what makes Tomplay really stand out above the rest, is just the quality of the backing tracks that you are getting. I think as any kind of a musician or budding musician, this is really important because when you're playing with beautiful backing tracks, it really inspires you to make beautiful music. Okay, I'm going to show you this score that I have been kind of working with a little bit. Now, when you kind of open it up, generally the audio is set to tutti or to flute and piano. So I like to kind of shift it to orchestra here. So put it in there so that when I play it, I'm going to get just the orchestra part. Just like that. Okay, let me walk you through some of these things. The basics, of course, the play button is going to play that backing track. You'll see there's this nice kind of cursor that follows the score, which I think is really nice. You can also kind of move around. So if you want to play from somewhere in the middle of the score, you just kind of click on that bar and then the music will start from wherever you are. You can change the speed, so you can play it faster, you can play it slower, you know, as you need to. It's great for kind of practice tempos when you kind of like want to practice it, but it's too fast. So you want to turn down that speed and build it up slowly. There is a recording function, which I'm going to look at in a moment. And at the end of this video, I'm going to play through this whole piece using this recording function so you can really hear what it sounds like. You can tune, so you've got a tuning fork here. Here you just got to kind of know where your A is, which is over here. And then, you know, it'll play an A for you so you can tune to this program. If you're playing a short little piece and you want to loop it, you could loop it several times. There's a metronome, which is really great. So you can just practice it with a metronome. You don't have to practice it with the backing track. And this is probably one of my favorite things, is you can annotate the score. So you're going to like put in your name here of whatever score you have. Maybe you want to say this is your like counting score or something, or your whatever. Just put your name in. I just put my name in. And then you can do a bunch of things. You can draw on your score. So if you want to draw whatever you want to draw on it. Perhaps you want to highlight something. Maybe, you keep forgetting this opening, the dynamics, or, whatever it might be. It's got a function to put in a whole bunch of different like dynamics, make circles. I mean, it's really pretty cool. And of course, you can actually put in text and write stuff in there. I mean, as kind of like a music annotation software, it actually already does pretty well. And then over here, you kind of can save different scores. So this is really great because sometimes you want to have a score where you are kind of just writing in the counting, for example. You're going through and just kind of working out the counting. And then you want to have a score that you're actually going to play off. Sometimes you even eventually want to kind of have a clean score where you're not going to use any of the marks that you made. In my case, I made a few marks because I wanted to add in a few extra slurs and just kind of make a few notes for myself. So there is my score. A quick note about the recording, which is really quite awesome. So instead of pressing play here, you're going to press on the record button and it's going to start like it did in the last one. And you play through the whole piece. And at the end, you're going to get this screen that comes up, which is going to have your little recording there. You can name your recording. And now this is really important. If you play it back, you're going to hear that it's a little bit out of sync. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to increase this latency. Mine usually sits somewhere around 140, 160, somewhere there. It sort of syncs up. But you can basically just kind of increase it until it syncs up. Now it's synced up. Then you can save your recording or you can delete your recording. The actual recording kind of quality of the app, in the app, is really quite good. As a kind of default, you don't have to do anything fancy, you don't have to do anything major. The most complicated thing is just syncing it up with that little kind of latency thing, which I showed you guys. And other than that, you can actually really regularly record yourself and listen to how it sounds. In a moment, I'm going to play for you guys that Bach Badeneri and you can hear the quality of that recording function. So as you can see, this is really a great app. And I love the fact that you've got kind of the orchestral backing tracks. Sometimes you can even have harpsichord and piano. And I think there might even be some like flute duet kind of stuff or trio stuff as well. What I also really love about it is that it does actually have some quite serious and advanced repertoire on it. Things like Bach sonatas, the Chaminade concertina, which I know every one of you wants to play, so you can go play it over there. And the cool thing about this is that it actually gives you the opportunity to practice with an accompanist so that when you get ready for those auditions or exams or whatever it might be, guess what? You walk into that first rehearsal with an accompanist and you've already played it several hundred times with an accompaniment. I'm like, where was this app when I was a kid? I'm serious. Like, we just had to like YOLO it into the first rehearsal and just hope for the best. And accompanists are pretty expensive. Like, you are hiring a whole other human being to play with you on a regular basis. Okay guys, so here's the dealio with this. There is a link down there for you guys. So if you want to use this app, go click on that link and go download it. It is tons of fun. And as I said at the beginning of this video, I think I may have found my new favorite toy. Happy practicing everybody, and see you guys next time.